Pete, I called General Kane, I called a lot of our great people. We have great people, and I said, let's talk. We got a problem in the Middle East. We have a country known as Iran that for 47 years has been just a purveyor of terror, and they're very close to having a nuclear weapon. We can keep going and get that 50,000 up to 55 and 60, there's no end. Or we can take a stop and make a little journey into the Middle East and eliminate a big problem. And Pete, I think you were the first one to speak up, and you said, let's do it.
Well, with that line spoken at a round table in Tennessee, Donald Trump opened a new chapter in the story of how the United States went to war with Iran. And in doing so, he placed responsibility once again somewhere other than himself. For weeks, there has been confusion about how the conflict began. Each day brings a different account. Each official offers a different explanation, and Trump, at the center of it, has slowly shifted from taking credit to distributing blame. Trump's latest version puts his Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, into the spotlight because, according to Trump, Hegseth had immediately pushed for action. Now, that stands in contrast to earlier narratives because at various points, Trump suggested it was the US that forced Israel to attack Iran.
We were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going to attack. If we didn't do it, they were going to attack first. I felt strongly about that. And we have great negotiators, great people, people that do this very successfully and have done it all their lives very successful. And based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first. And I didn't want that to happen. So if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand.
Even inside the administration, the picture has never been consistent. Vice President J.D. Vance has been notably hesitant about intervention. He reportedly urged caution, even if he never said so publicly.
What the president said consistently, going back to 2015, and I agreed with him, is that Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. We have taken this military action under the president's leadership. That's the approach that I've taken. Make it as successful as possible.
Well, Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Chief of Staff Susie Wiles also opposed an aggressive approach. However, last week, Joe Kent, the head of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, resigned, saying that Israel had influenced the decision to go to war. And through all of this, Hegseth has become the face of the conflict. He's defended the scale of the air campaign and argued that the mission must continue until Iran's capabilities are destroyed.
We negotiate with bombs. You have a choice as we loiter over the top of Tehran, as the president talked about your future. The president has made it clear that you will not have a nuclear weapon. The War Department agrees. Our job is to ensure that. And so we're keeping our hand on that throttle as long as hard as is necessary to ensure the interests of the United States of America are achieved on that battlefield. This is not Iraq and Afghanistan. This is not a president who's interested in vague end states. He's been very clear with us about what we need to accomplish, creating the conditions for them never to have a nuclear capability.
Yet Trump's most recent comments complicate that message, because it's rare for a president to single out his chief military policy advisor in the middle of a war. However, it's even rarer when the conflict's origins are disputed, the timeline is shifting, and responsibility remains unclear. So the question that has hung over this war since day one still remains: who really wanted this fight? And who will be left taking the blame if it doesn't go to plan?